Oh my gosh, listening to that last set with my gay roommate Zach was the best. She brought up BJ's strip club and he's like, oh yeah, that's a good one. She was like, oh, do you ever just hate when you remember like, oh, that guy was inside of me? He was like, yeah. Hi, what's up guys? My name's Christy. Hey! My name's Christy. It's like Christ with a Y on the end. It makes sense, man. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, middle-class white girl. According to pictures, so's Jesus. It was hard for him, man. He was the only white guy in a town full of Middle Easterners who didn't speak English. I get it. I live in Glendale. I live with my uncle, Uncle Alan. God, how do I explain my Uncle Alan? He's a 70-year-old bachelor. There's no air conditioning and it smells like old people died there. But that's just because it's my grandparents' old house and they died there. And, okay, one time, here's a good way to explain it. I came home and he was watching 2.5 Men cleaning a gun in his tidy whities. I say tidy whities, I mean creamy Lucy's. And the thing that got me, that merited that reaction, was that he was wearing one other article of clothing, and it was a belt. Right? Let me paint this picture for you. The elastic in his underwear no longer supported the material, so instead of just throwing them away like a normal human being, he belted. It's cheap rent. It's cheap rent, guys. Fun fact about me, I have a mechanical engineering degree. Yes, thank you very much. I went on a full ride scholarship from a really wonderful organization called My Parents. I went to Carnegie Mellon University, which is rated one of the nerdiest schools in the country because we, the students, nicknamed our library Club Hunt. Because on Friday and Saturday nights, we would go in, party at Club Hunt, which means we would study. Yeah, we didn't see a lot of action. I mean, for me, it wasn't that there weren't men available. It was, the odds were good, but the goods were odd, you know? My most vivid memory freshman year was listening to the guys' side of the dorm talking about ways to incorporate all the engineering types to create a super dildo. Yeah, they couldn't do any market research because that would involve talking to a woman. But they came up, for chemical engineering, they came up with this really good idea. They said that, it would secrete this gel that was molecularly small enough to pleasure the entirety of the female sexual organ. And I was like, that's great, because everybody ignores the clitoris. And they were like, what solar system is that in? One of them went into politics, so he's still making decisions about my uterus. Yeah, he thinks it's Uranus' sister planet. You know, sometimes I wish my uterus would just like shoot bullets so that the government wouldn't regulate it. Thank you. But after graduating with a mechanical engineering degree, I really wanted to change the world, so I decided to become an actor. No, it's good. I do this really cool, when I was there, I did this really cool piece of performance art where men would talk to me and I would pretend to be interested. I do think science is sexy, though, right? You know, Carnegie Mellon gave me appreciation for nerds, but nerds, sometimes they don't believe me, right? I dated this doctor and I was like, give me a breast exam. And he was like, you're too young for breast cancer. And he did it, but I could tell he wasn't into it because he's like, you know you could do this better yourself. And I was like, oh, I know, but still. He got even more confused the next day. I asked him to give me another breast exam, and he was like, there's no way you've gotten breast cancer in 24 hours. But he got it. He eventually got it. He's like, oh, it's a sexual thing. And I'm like, yes, baby, yes, you got it. Positive affirmation, positive affirmation. But then he started doing it wrong. Like, he started trying to turn it into a sexual thing. And And like the reason you get a breast exam from a doctor is to feel like you're in capable hands. If I wanted a titty grab, I did a producer. Being a woman is fun. Yeah. Being a man sounds fun though. Do you enjoy it? Yeah? What is it like just walking into a room knowing that everybody wants to hear what you have to say? I mean, how great is it the first time you have sex and the only problem is just coming too quickly? Oh, man. I mean, men, God, you guys, you get to love cars. Women are forced to love children. Yes. Children are garbage. I mean, obviously, if you have a child, that child is like also garbage. Anyway, so my baby's 13 this year. I have a 2004 Honda Civic. Yeah, but she's getting into that real bitch teenager phase. She started having all these problems with her body. She was leaking oil the other day, so I shoved a tampon up her tailpipe. I'd be a terrible mother. It's fine. I got an IUD the other day. Thank you. If you don't know what an IUD is, it's a little T-shaped wire that's inserted into a woman's uterus as a form of birth control. It's kind of like an acceptable form of a coat hanger abortion. Hell yeah. Fun fact about me, I'm terrible at medical procedures. My gynecologist, who was new because insurance, said that some people have problems with the procedure, and I was like, should I tell her? And I'm like, nah, she's a professional. Mind you, this was a USC teaching hospital because, insurance. She started, I have my legs in the we have no secrets position. I'm doing common breathing exercises. And the next thing I know, she is screaming, Victoria! Victoria! Come to find out, Victoria is the front desk attendant who is needed because I've passed out and started convulsing on the table. Yeah, I know, right? Because, if the doctor doesn't know what to do, what are the chances the front desk attendant? And I come to, and everybody's all worried, and the gynecologist is like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Your fight or flight mechanism kicked in during the procedure and you passed out. And I was like, my fight or flight mechanism is to pass out? What do I have, the fight or flight mechanism of a possum? But it ended up being fine. I felt better. My body, it had something new in it, so it needed to just expel everything else, so I had to use the bathroom. But unfortunately, if you faint in a hospital, they treat you like you're gonna faint again, right? And if you faint in a teaching hospital, they treat you like an atomic bomb, right? And atomic bombs are not allowed to go to the bathroom by themselves because they might blow up the state of Nevada. So I'm just gonna leave you with this. I think the only person who had a worse day than me that day was probably Victoria. Thanks guys, you've been great!